I'm Greg Fossilman Raymer, and in this lesson, we're going to take a closer look at proper bet sizing. Now, while the beauty of No Limit Hold'em comes from the fact that you can bet whatever amount you want at any time you want during a hand, this doesn't mean that you should just bet randomly. In fact, the best players bet very consistently throughout a hand and a tournament, sizing their bets based primarily on the size of the pot and next on the size of the stacks. This strategy is called the ideal bet and is very simple to understand. In each pot, an ideal bet should be between about a half and 2/3 of the pot. For example, if the pot contains 2,000 chips, an ideal bet would be between about 1,000 and 1,300 or 1,400 chips. The key to ideal betting is consistency. If your ideal bet for you is always 2/3 of the pot, then that is what you want to bet in every hand at every level in the tournament. This means the amount of chips you bet may vary, but the percentage of the pot that you are betting is constant. Now, you might say the opposite of the ideal bet is the minimum or the min bet, which is equal to the size of the big blind in the level you're playing. This means if the blinds are 25-50, the minimum bet you can make at any time is 50. But if 5 people have limped into the pot at 25-50 blinds, a min bet would mean you're betting 50 into a pot that already has 250, and you're now giving your opponent 6-to-1 pot odds to call, which means they can call with almost any 2 cards. In short, a min bet is almost never correct, except in rare cases where the min bet is actually equal to 1/2 or 2/3 of the pot. Now, like the min bet, the pot size bet is exactly what it sounds like. It's a bet equal to the amount of chips already in the pot. So if there are 3,500 chips in the middle, a pot size bet would be exactly 3,500 chips. While a pot size bet isn't typically correct, it can be a very effective tool to put maximum pressure on an opponent without having to move all in with all your chips. Sometimes, trickier players will even use this as a move to confuse unsuspecting opponents when they've hit a monster hand on the flop. Finally, there's the all-in bet. Again, this bet allows you to apply maximum pressure to your opponent, and it's the right play to make if making the ideal bet, or the pot size bet, would mean that you're betting 1/3 or more of your remaining stack. By moving all in instead, you have no further action in the hand, and you don't have to worry about making a decision for the last of your chips if future cards on the board look bad for you. And if you have less than about 15 times the big blind pre-flop, then moving all in on every and any hand you choose to play is the standard move.